Happy Easter. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? I'm not yelling at you. Not yet. I'm going to scream at you. I don't know why. I was preaching almost all of last year in Africa, about 8 months. And when I came back, I partnered with the Zig Ziglar organization. And I was preaching at their studio. And Brian Flanagan, he's sort of one of my preaching mentors along with Pastor Greg. And after the sermon, I came by his office, and he usually fills out a little form, a little check form. 2 or 3 things I did wonderful, and 1 thing I could do better next time, a little sheet. And I came by, and the sheet was blank. It had nothing on it. I said, Coach, you've cheated me. He said, well, you're not paying for this. I said, oh. I said, you didn't write anything down. And he pulled his camera up, and he had taken a picture of his notebook. And his notebook was open, and I was preaching, and he snapped a picture. He said, I didn't write anything down because I took notes today. He said, God spoke to my heart today through your sermon. And I just got quiet. He said, that only took you 8 years. I said, I rode the slow bus. He said, you know what happened today? He said, Joey Salmons got out of the way. And he said, God spoke to my heart. He said, I only have 1 thing for you. He said, we can cover that at dinner tonight. And usually if that's the case, maybe it might be like a theological issue. And it usually turns out, Preacher Greg, a fun discussion. Although I grew up Baptist and I preach in African American Pentecostal churches, and he's Presbyterian, we have wonderful discussions. And I look forward to it. And so at dinner that night, and I had been in Africa for months, at dinner that night, he said, brother, you preached the best sermon, but he said at the end, he said, what happened? He said, especially when you prayed. He said, did you picture Jesus? We're in Dallas, Texas. He said, did you picture Jesus standing in Atlanta, Georgia, and you about Dallas? I said, yes, I wanted him to feel my prayers. He said, brother, it rocked the whole church. He said, it was loud. So I'm going to try to speak quiet. So we thought for days, we're like, where did I pick this? I said, well, I went to Bowling Fork Free Will Baptist some, and when Pastor Estel Mullins gets excited, he gets excited. Preacher Greg's a teacher. He'll get a little excited sometimes. And he said, he said, when you're in Africa, did you ever preach outside? I said, Lord have mercy. Of the 30 days of preaching, to start out with, the 30 days, I said about 25 of them. He said, you've got a microphone now. Amen. Well, I wanted to introduce to you, I wore my Zulu preaching shirt this morning from South Africa. It's one of the Zulu tribe shirts. And I wanted to introduce to you a Zulu greeting, a church greeting. And so if you'll all stand up, this will be somewhat painless. I'm going to teach you some Zulu. I think it's appropriate words. I don't know, Preacher Greg, but I want you to find 3 neighbors that you haven't spoke to this morning, and I want you to tell them, just practice it right now. Look at your neighbor and say, that's a lot of good clicking Zulu. So go up to your neighbor and tell them, Happy Easter, welcome to Hellier Mission, and we love you. Find 3 neighbors. Give them a big hug. A lot of clicking. Will you grab your neighbor